Not long ago, I heard one little sentence that shook me to my core. They were the most terrifying words I'd ever hear, but would also turn out to be my biggest blessing, because what happened next over the following 8 months would transform my life. Without the horrifying thought of not being there because of future health complications. This journey, although difficult to tell and if I'm being completely honest, still gives me nightmares from time to time. But with the help of God led me to the discovery of an 8-second recharge done every morning before breakfast and every evening before dinner. It helped me be a young and vibrant 54-year-old grandpa full of life and energy and excited about what the future holds. From what I've seen in my own life, one little overlooked hormone was causing absolute havoc and in turn, made me fatter and more unhappy. So, if you thought your uncontrolled belly fat and low energy was your fault, I promise you, it's not, and if you're anything like me, you blame yourself because everything you've tried has never worked. Listen, I've been there. I tried all the new fad diets like keto and paleo. I tried everything my doctor recommended like counting calories and intermittent fasting. I even tried those miracle weight loss pills and diet Ds, but nothing was creating any change for me. I began to grow very impatient and frustrated, and truth be told, I started hating myself for how I couldn't get it right. I prayed to God for guidance, something I should be doing more often if I'm being honest. And that's when it happened. I stumbled upon this 8-second recharge, and guys, let me tell you, that's when I really began to see my stress levels start to take a complete 180. I started dropping pounds like a bad habit. Every single morning I woke up and stepped on the scale. It was like magic. I was able to maintain and support healthy blood sugar levels, cholesterol, and maintain healthy joints, and the best part is, I still get to eat all of my favorite foods and desserts like pizza and red velvet cheesecake. And all of this happened because I use this simple recharge. Now listen, I get it. You might be confused, and if I were you I would be extremely skeptical at this point. Because as the old saying goes, if it sounds too good to be true, then it is. But I promise you, this simple 8-second recharge saved my life, and if you are looking for something more, tired of the same old empty promises and disappointment, looking for something real and proven, tired of the gimmicky sales pitches and smoke and mirrors. If that sounds like you and you're ready to have your friends begging you for your secret, if you're ready to stop feeling embarrassed or ashamed in front of your significant other because of your naked body, if you're ready to actually like what you see in the mirror, and most importantly, if you're ready to possibly feel healthy again, then stay with me, because in the next 3 minutes I'm going to reveal to you this revolutionary and 8-second recharge. This 100% all-natural recharge is something you can start doing right now and requires nothing more than 8 seconds of your time and your favorite beverage. It really is that simple. I've made it my mission to get this secret out to as many people as humanly possible, and thankfully for the day and age we live in now with the internet, I can share this secret with you. I need you to separate yourself to a quiet area and pay attention, because this information is powerful. But before I get into this presentation any further, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Robert Miller, and I'm not some fitness guru or health specialist or nutritionist. Heck, I hardly even know how to spell nutritionist. I'm not anyone special. I've worked hard to take care of my family, and unfortunately, it came at a cost with my weight and my happiness. You see, I'm a logistics coordinator for a large shipping company. I'm so incredibly grateful to have a job, but it has taken a major toll on my stress. I'm sure you all can relate. I live with my beautiful wife Sandra and our wonderful family in Kimmswick, Missouri, and most importantly, I'm a proud grandpa to the most beautiful little 4-year-old granddaughter named Olivia. In fact, I'm just a guy who needed a miracle, and by the grace of God, I received one. I feel so honored and blessed to have found this simple and amazing discovery, and now I want to help as many people as I can reach their goal weight and support their health. It all started exactly 1 year and 13 days ago when my little Olivia was having her 3rd birthday party, and we had all of our family and friends over to celebrate. I overheard a conversation between my sister-in-law and wife. "Sandra, is Robert doing okay? I've never seen him this big. He looks twice the size as he did since the last time we were together. Your grocery bill must be through the roof." She lightly chuckled. As soon as I heard that, it was like a punch in the gut, and I quickly became so ashamed and embarrassed, not only for myself but for Sandra. I knew she had tried everything she could to help me, but became just as discouraged and defeated as I did when all of the thousands of dollars spent on personal trainer fees and special diets and expert advice couldn't fix me. And I can't sit here and honestly say that these diets and exercise programs didn't do anything. They did help me drop 1 or 2 pounds, but like so many people, I couldn't stick to any of them. And with every new diet plan came the crushing reality that this too would fail and the weight would start to pile back on, plus more. I felt broken and wanted to give up. We both did that. The crazy thing is, I hadn't always been this way. Just a few years prior, my doctor told me I was considered to be in great shape for my age, and I even completed a half marathon race. My point is, I thought I was doing everything right, but over time my weight just began to get worse and worse no matter what I did or tried. I guess it all started to really go downhill a few years ago when Sandra got laid off from her job, and I quickly became more and more stressed about how I was going to take care of us, and money quickly became very tight. The more stressed out I became, the more I turned to sweets, and my food cravings just got worse and worse until every pair of pants I had didn't fit. I couldn't even stand to look at myself in the mirror, and when I did, I'd look down, grabbing my fat, and then the vicious cycle of shame would come back again. And the worst part was not being able to do anything about it. It may sound like it, but I promise I'm not the type of person to feel bad for myself or throw a pity party. I just want you to understand that I get it, I really do. I know exactly what you're going through. Constantly exhausted, clothes that don't fit, the stress of feeling overweight and not being able to find a solution. If anyone understands, I do, because I live those feelings every single day. But, everything came to a halt that day, the day of Olivia's 3rd birthday. It was one of the most humiliating and scary things to ever happen to me, but also the biggest blessing of my life, and you'll understand why in a moment. After I overheard my sister-in-law Margaret talking to my wife, I'll admit I was embarrassed and frankly, a little more than upset at Margaret, and I wanted to walk in there and let her know how I really felt about her, but obviously, I didn't want to make a scene, so I decided to cool off and get some space. I found Olivia and suggested she go try out her new tricycle I put together and take it for a spin. We walked outside, and as she excitedly asked me to push her, it tore my heart to pieces to see her like this and to know that it was because of me. But, what happened that morning is something I'm still ashamed of, and I remember it like it was yesterday. My wife brought little Olivia by because she thought it might cheer me up. But as soon as I saw her, I couldn't hold it in and I just began to weep. It all hit me at once and thoughts started flooding in. Thoughts of not being around to watch Olivia grow up and get her first car, or cry over her first boyfriend, or go off to college. I thought about not being able to do the things that I promised Sandra we would do once I retired. I wanted to be around for my family, and I knew it was going to take a miracle, and thankfully God was watching over me, because what happened next set in motion the most incredible sequence of my life and led me to the breakthrough that I so desperately needed, and the one that you have been searching for as well. One morning when I was feeling really depressed and defeated, I decided I needed to clear my head, and I took a drive down to the park, and then it happened. What seemed insignificant at the time was my miracle. I just happened to bump into a man named Dr. Akito Nakamura. We began a bit of small talk, and he explained to me that he was at our local hospital on a 2-month transfer from Japan. He was there for a medical conference and to give lectures about his medical practices from back home. A highly respectable man, he was very friendly with a great sense of humor, considering English wasn't his primary language. He told me about how he grew up in a tiny and remote village in the Japanese Alps, and as he told me more about the beauty of his home, I told him about my story. About how my weight was robbing me of all of the joy I once had and was beginning to cause friction with my family. My inability to play with sweet little Olivia anymore, because I was so overweight. My hopelessness that nothing was ever going to work. Honestly, it felt good to be able to vent and be open with someone. We talked for what seemed like hours, and as we were about to depart, I couldn't wait any longer, and I asked him, I begged him, if he knew anything that could help me. Nakamura gave me a knowing smile, walked off, and returned 30 minutes later with a crumpled up piece of paper. At the top was a phone number, and below it, I thought was his email address until I looked closer. I took the paper from Dr. Nakamura, thanked him for our conversation and for all his wonderful advice and time. And with that, he shook my hand, nodded at me, and I never saw him again. I looked down at the piece of paper, and if I'm being honest, I was extremely confused. All it had on it was a phone number and the name of a single Japanese herb I'd never heard of. As soon as I got home, I immediately looked up the root on the piece of paper Dr. Nakamura gave me, and what I found shocked me. It's a Japanese root known as Polygonum cuspidatum, or in more simple terms, Japanese knotweed. We know it today in the West by a different name, resveratrol. Native only to remote parts of the Japanese Alps. I couldn't contain my excitement, and my eyes started to well up with tears as I stopped reading and sat back in my chair. I wasn't crying because I was sad or envious. I was crying because for the first time in years I actually felt hope. Hope that I could finally get rid of my ugly belly fat, feel like myself again, and actually enjoy my life in health. Scientific study after scientific study was confirming my belief, and I became overwhelmed. I was so excited I literally started shaking. I could feel my heart pounding. I felt like a man who had just won the lottery. I just couldn't believe the amazing secrets hidden in this strange and Japanese recipe. I knew I had to get started right away, but I soon ran into a huge problem. It took me weeks to find a supplier who actually manufactured real organic Japanese knotweed. And thousands of dollars in shipping fees to buy it. On top of that, it took hour after hour to painstakingly extract the potent seeds, leaves, and pigments one by one. Then measure them into the exact required ratio for the recipe. And by the time I was finished, I was exhausted, and didn't even have a day's worth of the mixture. I needed help, and suddenly it dawned on me. On the piece of paper Dr. Nakamura gave me, there was a phone number at the top. How could I forget? He must have known what I was up against and knew I was going to need some help. We ended up putting it into a single, convenient and little power-packed capsule. Their studies showed that it allowed for an all-day release and was absorbed into the body at a much higher rate. The best part was, because this proprietary blend is 100% plant-based and natural, and the facility where we produced our capsules is FDA registered and GMP certified. As soon as the first batch of capsules arrived, I'll be completely transparent with you. I was really nervous and skeptical that this was going to end up like all the other things I had tried in the past and was just going to leave me disappointed. At this point though, I had nothing else to lose and I started taking the capsules every morning before breakfast and every evening before dinner. My very first day I immediately noticed a difference. I felt myself feeling more relaxed and had a real calmness sweep over me. I could feel the warmth of raw, power-packed nutrients flowing through me. I thought maybe it was all in my head and I wanted it to work so bad that I was just tricking myself into thinking it was working, but it wasn't until I started weighing myself every morning that I knew this was something special. After just 1 week I lost over 2 pounds and I hadn't changed my diet or lifestyle whatsoever. And the best part was, I was still eating all of my favorite foods like chocolate cake, pizza, and pasta. I wasn't wasting my time on overpriced exercise plans or new fad diets anymore. I was the most relaxed I'd felt since my carefree 20s. I was sleeping more soundly and deeper than I'd ever had before. My energy levels skyrocketed. My memory felt like it was being supported. For the first time in I don't know how long, I actually looked forward to getting out of bed in the morning and tackling the day. Instead of looking in the mirror and feeling ashamed because of ugly belly fat like I did in the past, I was looking in the mirror staring at a brand new man. A man filled with newfound confidence. A man unashamed to go places and try on clothes or take his shirt off at the pool. Sandra could hardly keep her hands off of me. I was definitely a changed man, to say the least. I had life flow back into me and I was never going back to the Robert I was 7 months ago. But I became like a little kid on Christmas morning. I would wake up and be so excited to go to the Kitsy hen cabinet and take a capsule every morning with my coffee and go on feeling stress-free for the rest of my day. All of the years of stress and uncontrolled weight gain and times when I hardly had enough energy to even go outside to check the mail, they were gone. After seeing all of the amazing changes taking place with me, even Sandra decided to try it and lost over 18 pounds in her first 6 weeks just by using this simple 8-second recharge. I felt so grateful and blessed to finally experience what life should have been like. What I had been missing out on for so many years. I could finally do yard work again. Walk through my favorite trails. Go fishing and still have plenty of energy left over to play with my sweet little Olivia. I could eat at my favorite restaurants again and not have to worry about how exhausted I felt. Or what food I could or couldn't eat. And all it took was 8 seconds of my life and one tiny capsule every morning before breakfast and one every evening before dinner to calm my stress levels and recharge my body. That's why I've made it my entire life's mission to help as many people as possible break the cycle of high stress and uncontrolled belly fat with this formula. You've heard my story today and now it's time for you to do the same. Introducing Revitaa Pro. 100% all-natural solution. Revitaa Pro capsule contains Japanese knotweed aka resveratrol. Your Revitaa Pro capsule is also manufactured right here in the USA, in sterile, FDA approved, and GMP certified facility. It is 100% all natural with no dangerous toxins or stimulants whatsoever. So no jittery feelings. It is non-habit or tolerance forming, non-GMO, and 100% gluten-free. The main and only ingredient in Revitaa Pro is resveratrol. In my humble opinion, this powerful and unique herb is unlike anything you've ever seen. And I mean not one bit. The stress-supporting, flat stomach and exuberate health you've always dreamed about and the one you've always deserved is right here. Right at your fingertips. You could start today and have access to everything within the next 90 seconds. It's time for you to take a stand and say yes to something new. But real quick, I want you to ask yourself how much something like that would be worth. To look in the mirror or take your shirt off again and actually like what you see. To have your significant other look at you with desire again. To have your friends jealous and begging why, ooh, for your secret. To finally feel healthy again. What would that feel and look like to you? I want you to spend a couple of seconds here and really imagine that. Now tell me what that would be worth to you. $10,000? $5,000? Some would say something like that would be priceless. Although I've been advised to sell a 30-day supply of Revitaa Pro for nothing less than $1,000. This isn't about money for me and never has been. To try everything under the sun and only feel disappointment as you continue to see no results. To feel like you're wasting all of your money and energy as you become more overweight and more miserable. Trust me. I've been there and it sucks. I don't want that for you, and that doesn't have to be you any longer. I feel so blessed and humbled to have found this amazing discovery, and all I really want to do is to share it with you. The truth is, all I'm trying to do here is just cover my cost and keep this presentation up for as long as I possibly can. So I can help as many people as I can, and the last thing I would want is for the price to be a factor in your decision. But guess what? You have been gracious enough to listen through my ramblings and to sit through this presentation, and that shows me you want the absolute best for yourself. So, for a very limited time only, you can get a bottle of Revitaa Pro for a simple one-time fee of just $89 for a bottle. Yes, only $89. The Revitaa Pro formula needs enough time to work throughout your entire body to get you back into balance and capable of losing weight and supporting healthy stress levels. For a very limited time only, I'm going to do something I've never done and let you order a 90-day or 180-day supply of Revitaa Pro for ridiculous savings. And if you do that in the next 10 minutes, just to show how much I appreciate you helping us keep this site going so others can be blessed by it. You'll also get express free shipping with your order. I can't get this point across to you enough. This insane deal will not be available much longer. The price of our formula is skyrocketing as a result of demand, which means we're selling out extremely fast. So I urge you to claim your supply of either the 3 or 6 bottles worth of Revitaa Pro within the next 10 minutes, and as a bonus, you'll get express free shipping with your order. And yes, your order today is a one-time payment with no auto ship, subscriptions, or hidden charges. You dislike those as much as I do? Make your choice below right now. Look below now and choose to change your life forever. You will see your 3 money-saving options below. And remember, if you select the 3 or 6 bottle option, you'll get a special thank you bonus of express free shipping. Just select your package and click the button to proceed to our safe 256-bit secure order page that looks exactly like this. Then fill in your order information and confirm your order, and we will get your Revitaa Pro package sent directly to your door right away. Please keep in mind that Revitaa Pro is only available on this page. It's not available for purchase anywhere else on the internet, and it's not found in any stores. I've eliminated all middlemen to get you the very best pricing available. This is your one and only chance to get your hands on this exclusive and revolutionary formula. I hate to say this, but the clock is ticking. Stock is running out very quickly. Why would you waste a second more when the solution is right at your fingertips? Look below now and choose to change your life forever. If you're still feeling skeptical about all of this, I get it. It's a lot to take in. So, here's what I'm going to do to prove to you that this formula works and you have absolutely nothing to worry about. I'm going to give you a 60-day risk-free, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. Even if you change your mind for any reason at all. Even if you use up to the entire bottle and you still want to get your money back, it won't be an issue. All you need to do is contact us at our support email within 60 days and we will refund you the purchase price right away. You heard that right. We are giving you 2 full months to decide. 2 months to test drive this miracle formula. Does that sound fair to you? The truth is, some people aren't ready for life-changing results, and that's fine if you're one of those people. Please, no hard feelings. Feel free to leave this website right now and someone else will take your supply. But, if you're ready to try something new, then all you have to do is claim your discount and take advantage of this amazing deal, and just choose your package below right now. I'm not trying to pressure you or make you feel rushed. I promise. I'm trying to help you understand that this opportunity may never be around again. You have nothing to lose. You have a full 2 months to try out Revitaa Pro completely risk-free. And remember, the only place you can purchase Revitaa Pro is here on this page. Look below and choose your package now. This has been Robert Miller. Thanks for listening.